Hey YouTube, how you doing? Today we're going for a ride in my 2004 Saab 9.3 2.0T. This is the big T. The little T gets I think 175, and the big T, which we are riding in right now, will do 210 horsepower. Supposed 0 to 60 of around late 6, early 7. I don't really know. It's really hard to find online. A lot of people have some discrepancies on that. But today we're just going to go for a small drive. Had this car for a few months now. Used it to replace a 2.0 Jetta that I used to drive. Just going to give you all my take on the car. It is warmed up already. I did have to go and get some gas, so I'm not going to push it while it's still cold or anything like that. I am running the automatic. I commute every morning about 25 minutes in parking lot traffic, so I didn't think I would be able to take the manual every day to work. So I went with the automatic with the Tiptronic. It is pretty responsive. Haven't really compared it to many other Tiptronics, but as far as I can tell, I like it so far. I am on Tiptronic mode right now. I'm gonna give it some stick here, going on the on-ramp towards Washington, D.C. I'm gonna bring it down in a second. I'm gonna put the pedal down. Started from second. I think second to fourth gear, I believe. I wasn't really counting. Went pretty quick. I guess you can judge for yourself. This is a 210 horsepower model. It's a lot of kick in it, a lot of torque in the motor. I love it, especially when you see that turbo gauge kick in. You can feel the pull at the high end. Definitely a great car. I've ridden in a friend's Aero V6, and that definitely had a lot of power, especially in the low end, but this 4-cylinder will do fine. Great on gas, great power still for a 4-cylinder, 210 horsepower. Buying this car did compare it against the Audi A4, which has a 1.8T, same year, around 2004, 2005. I think those don't only draw, I think, 175, 180 horsepower from their motors. The Saab, I believe, is a little quicker on the gas, so why not? Like everything so far. Handles really great. I'm going to pull into Shirlington here, actually. Handles really great on these kind of roads. You can see this is a really new constructed road. Really hugs the road. Stays flat around the curves. Only downside I can't see to it, the Arc and the Aero models do have a really stiff suspension. And when you're not on a road like this, especially around here, the DC area, we get a lot of potholes here. A lot of terrible roads, and the suspension does not cope with it well at all. You'll get some bouncing around the road, like right here. Feels a little bit unsure. You're a little bit unsure of yourself when you're trying to handle through bumpy roads, such as the roads we have up here. Other than that, if you do have a good road, the car will handle really well. I think I'm going to be upgrading to the Hirsch suspension. I do hear it is a little bit softer and you get a little more refined ride, and it does bring the center of gravity lower, as I believe, I don't know how many millimeters exactly, but it does lower the ride, so it should as well improve the handling and give you a better ride at the same time, which usually is not the case, but I guess the lowered center of gravity mixed with smoother ride, I guess lowering it compensates for it. Shirlington area right now, pretty boring to be showing y'all. There's not much to do here. If y'all have any good ideas for a driving road, please let me know. Not many driving roads here. I will have to shoot another one when I'm at home on a really great road. Here all I can really do is an acceleration test, but anyway, other than that, road noise, guess another complaint I do have is the road noise. These are riding, I think, on the Michelin, and they're not very good at all. when you're on smooth road, road noise isn't that bad, but again, on the bumpy roads and medium roads, the road noise is kind of louder than what you would expect for a, higher tier car of this nature. There are some interior rattling issues too. Some things go creak and bang when you're on the bumps, but again, not something I would expect. The Jet I used to drive had a really solid feel to it. When you would go over a bump, wouldn't make any creaking noises, but this one does. I guess it's probably the hardest suspension. We'll have to see when I change that out. I do plan also on getting the BSR Stage 1. And again, what I love about this car is the speed. Really easy for overtaking, especially in these crappy traffic situations like we have now. It's a Sunday afternoon, and it's pretty much as good as it gets around here. Tiptronic system is okay. It does confuse me a little bit. It doesn't look like, if I'm coasting 45-50 miles an hour, it doesn't really look like it wants to coast in 5th gear. It rather likes it at a high RPM when you're in the manual mode. If you try and switch it up, it'll switch back down again. I guess it doesn't want you to stay too low on the RPMs. However, when you are in automatic, it will let you cruise in 5th gear going around 45. I guess that's what the sport mode is for anyway. So. Again, it's just a short drive. Again, I love the car so far. It's been very good to me. No issues yet. Knock on wood. Do a little bit more driving. It does downshift automatically for you, of course. You don't have to worry about that. Unless you want to downshift on your own for overtaking, you're free to do that. But when you're going to a stoplight, you don't have to worry about managing the gears. It'll do that for you. And again, if y'all have any suggestions on good driving roads up here, please let me know. I'm wanting to take a weekend and go and just drive the crap out of this car. Haven't found that yet, so it's all for grabs. So y'all can suggest a good road. Again, the handling on this car is very, very good. Not a lot of body roll. Not a lot of body roll at all. Again, the only complaint is on the bumps. It does get kind of crashes through the bumps. A little bit uneasy for me, so. Some other features of the car. This has the off-white leather. I do like the leather. The interior feel is not as good as you would expect in an Audi or a BMW class car. I think where they put the money in this car is the motor. Again, it's a 4-cylinder banging out 210 horsepower. So I think the money into this car went into the handling and the mechanics of the car, which I think is great too. I'm not saying that the interior is bad. It's definitely not a problem at all. It's just not as good as an Audi or a Mercedes or a BMW. There are leather, there is wood trim in this one. I might switch it to aluminum. Pretty much what you would expect from a car of this class, but when you see an Audi or BMW, Mercedes, they go a little bit above. This is pretty much, the bare necessity of what you would expect for a luxury car of this price. Other amenities, I guess. I love the electronics. I love the communication between the various sensors, the motor, and the feedback that you can get from the heads-up display here. Miles per gallon's pretty low. I guess as you've been seeing, I've been flooring it a little bit here. Definitely a cool feature of the car when people come and sit in the car. I like all the Freakin screens that you have here on the front. Getting into the driver's seat is a little bit tedious for the first timer. The key goes in the middle. A lot of people miss that. Have a hard time finding that. turn it on, they see all the screens, don't know what all the buttons here do. A lot of buttons on the dash, so it's not the most driver-friendly car, but definitely very easy to get used to. Give it a week and you'll be fine with it. You know what every button does. There's a cup holder up here. Don't know how long that's going to last, so I never use it because one day I'm going to put coffee in there and it's not going to work anymore, so I never use that. I don't really trust it. What I do like about the car is that I'm not surrounded by everyone else driving the same car. You do see a lot of Audi A4s, a lot of BMW 3s, a lot of Mercedes C-Class, not a lot of Saab, so it's definitely a different thing to have on the road. Definitely an out of the ordinary, which I love. And I do love the car. Don't get me wrong, there are a few minor complaints as I've been stating here and there, but I wouldn't trade the car for anything right now, especially for the price you can get them used these days. Definitely wouldn't pass it up if I were you. If you're trying to look for a car, 2004, around this area, if you're trying to find a used, you know, low budget luxury car, I guess. And it's great. Definitely haven't had any issues with it so far. I've got about 80 on the clock. Highway and traffic miles, and you know, no complaints. I do use full synthetic oil, full premium oil. You do have to use, or you should use in this car. You don't have to, but you should use 93 grade if you can. The sound system I think is great. There's a lot of low-end power. A lot of subwoofer. The middle settings are a little bit distant. It's not the full sound that you would that some people like to expect. But if you're someone who likes a lot of bass in their system, this is definitely a good system for you. If you like a more even sound, rounded out sound, you know, this might be might be a little too bass heavy for you. Again, these are a few thoughts on my Saab 2004. I'm sure I'm going to think of a bunch of crap I could have said while I've been driving it. Nothing too crazy, just wanted to show you all a bit of the acceleration, a little bit of the power and the 210 horsepower turbocharged motor. Again, these aren't great driving roads that we have here, so can't really display that right now. Definitely put something up when I make a trip back to Virginia Tech. Show you all some of the roads that we have up there, pretty amazing. And I'm sure I haven't gotten a chance to take this car out yet. And I definitely will, and can't wait to do that. I'll definitely be putting a video up for that soon. And again, no body roll at all. It keeps flat on the ground, and you can definitely trust it. Coming from a very soft suspension family sedan, I guess, you know, I've learned to trust the more sporty feel of this car and take it at higher speeds than I'm used to taking. Anyway, that's about it. It's my 2004 Saab 9.3 ARC 2.0T, and that's about all I have for you. Feel free to leave any comments if you'd like to see any other situations, scenarios, driving videos, whatever. Feel free to let me know, and glad to take a drive with you guys on this great Sunday morning. Thanks for watching. I'll be putting some more up soon.